Hi guys, Piotr here, this LiteFinance Global YouTube channel. It's my pleasure to be with you again. Beginning of April, beginning of the new quarter, new month, and we are going to continue the series with medium long-term outlook. This time today we are going to go through metals. And if we are going to have a time a little bit towards the end of the video, maybe oil, otherwise the oil is gonna be next time. So let's start with the gold and the longer term outlook based on the monthly chart. What I see here, the possibility that we are going to see the range and the possibility that a little bit bigger chances for now get the bulls, but a lot of work has to be done. Then strong support around the yearly open, but let's have a look what I'm talking about. So as of now, in March, what we did, we just retest the high we've seen here, right? It was, just 1 second. It was August 2020. All right, so we just retest that high. We've seen quite strong rejection. What I don't like, what I wouldn't like from the bulls perspective is this upper shadow, right? And the close below the high of the previous month. So in that case here, we've got a little bit of the chance to try to trade swing high and try to move lower, retest the yearly open. So that's the plan for the bear. So overall, as I can see, based on what I told you, I do expect this type of the range, right? When it comes to the high, it's around 2050, 2070. When it comes to the low, it's around 1820, 1800. So quite wide range, around $250. Now, as I mentioned, a little bit bigger chances we have when it comes to the bulls. Why do I think that, and what has to be done? Well, I don't like this upper shadow, as I mentioned, but as of now, we know what we know. As of now, we know where eventually, after the upside break, is going to be the first target. Right, because it's gonna be the whole move to the upside. So quite high. It's another 2250 level. So well, quite nice possible target. And the overall, so that's the first one on the monthly chart. Let's place the line. And the overall, if we are going to take into the consideration the range I've mentioned, right, and we are going to double that range, so the next target is close to 2500. But what is needed? The most important thing here is to close, unfortunately, monthly close at least above previous month high, but would be much better to see as soon as possible. So for example, towards the end of the April, maybe end of the May, close above this double high. Otherwise, the bears may want to try to take over, and we might see lower levels down to our yearly open. And if that's the case, then towards 1500. So that's how I see the gold on the monthly. Let's have a look what we have on a weekly chart. And on a weekly chart, there is a little bit of the upside break, taking into the consideration this latest weakness. All right, because as you can see, if we are going to place the range here, that's what we are trying to hold after that break. In that case, the double the range already been done, in my opinion. Maybe we missed by a few dollars, but if that was the range, right, and if we doubling that range, okay, like this, we almost hit the target. There was the influence of this double high. So what for now, as long as we are staying above 1900, right, there is a possibility to what we discussed second ago on the monthly, going higher, slowly to move towards the end of the April and trying to close above that high. On the other hand, in case of the weekly close below 1900, we are immediately reopening 1840, 1780 based on the weekly chart, and we are going to get back into the range. When it comes to the daily chart, okay, very similar situation to what we have on the weekly, trying to hold this 1900, 1915 range, slowly move higher. First target possible as long as we are hold the low around 1984, 2000. In case of the break lower, that's gonna be the range, so we might see retest of the mid-range, retest of the 1935, 1940, and then grinding lower down towards almost 1800 in that case. First target 1850, a second 1815, 1800. So that's the gold. Let's have a look what we have when it comes to the silver. Let's check where we are. So we were trying, based on the monthly chart, we were trying to fight with 22 50, 20, 120 demand zone holding for now. Of course, silver here compared to where the gold is a little bit lower, but as long as this 20, I would say psychological 20 level 1970 we were discussing some time ago, as long as it holds, we might double to the upside, right? If we were not able, as per previous discussion, break to the downside, so it's time maybe to try to jump higher, at least double that range up towards 30, even 34 could be in place. If we are going to break through 20 level 1970 on the monthly basis, then we might retest mid of that range we already discussed some time ago, and it's going to be around 16 mark, right? Then the bottom of that range around 14.25. So as of now, as long as above 20, medium term, we might see higher levels. First, of course, a retest of the top of that range. In that case, we are talking about the levels close to 2850, upper shadows 2950, and if we are going to be able to close the month above, we are immediately opening 3420, 3520 based on what we previously discussed. All right, let's switch lower. Let's switch to the weekly chart, and let's have a look what we have here. Let's make some cleanings. And on a weekly chart, nothing we can add. Range is right now in play. There is a, compared to the monthly chart, there is a nice breakout candle, so it might be some kind of the fake down towards 20, right? But if we are going to hold this latest weakness, that would be the great. So it might be attempt to break lower, to retest the breakout candle bottom and to retest this latest weakness around 1917, maybe a little bit lower, with the strong rejection of that level. That could be the catalyst to push silver higher. As of now, we are in a range 20 to the downside, 30 to the upside. That's how I see the things on the weekly chart. Next one is a Palladium. All right, there you go, monster spike to the upside. All right, but overall upper shadow, overall it could be the case for the range to hold. When we are talking about the upside of that range is around 3000. When we are talking about the downside to the range, it's around 1750. All right, The thing here, and it could be, we will see in a second. Sorry. Right. What we have here on the monthly chart, it could be something looks like the megaphone formation, all right? So I'm very curious how we are going to end up this one, because as of now, the bottom of that range, but because of its possible megaphone, the ranges are going wider and wider. So look out for a 3,000, or look out for a 1,750, 1,700 to hold. That could be some kind of the catalyst to move to the opposite side. But this rejection, this upper shadow, should put the question mark. As of now, in my opinion, bulls, they have to be very, very patient, waiting carefully, maybe for the possible retest of this swing low, as we discussed a second ago, and trying to reject that level and pushing higher. How does this looks like on the weekly chart? On the weekly chart, especially this triple rising line and rejection visible here, doesn't look great. Again, what we discussed on the monthly, 1750 has to hold, so look out for retest of this level, because here we've seen the stop count, right, and huge rejection. So we have to, before we are going to reverse, we have to find the stops on the opposite side. Is this weak and this lower shadow, this type of the stop count and reversal? Probably, especially that we retest this range over here and mid of that range, right? So that could be the case. Watch out carefully. If we are going to retest, level close to 2187, even 80, and we are going to hold with the tight stop below, we might try to close the gap and trying to rise towards 2700. The next target is 3000, and the next one is upper shadow. All right, to the downside, if we are going to fail here, immediately levels close to 1875, and then, as discussed, lower down towards 1750. And finally, so I'm going to make the oil with the different one. So to say finally, not make this video too long, platinum monthly chart. We have the rejection. So what we've seen from this long-term perspective, we've seen attempt to go lower, right, through the support, and we've seen attempt to go higher through this resistance, right? So as of now, I would say 820, 1200 range might be in place, especially that even here we have the upper shadow right at the top, right at the right place. So we might see something like attempt to go 1, 2, 3 lower, and retesting this 820, 800 could be the name of the game, with the possible over-under formation and trying to retest 1200. So that's the monthly chart. Of course, a range break is going to change the view, and the first possible target is double the range. That's how it works, in my opinion. All right. Going lower to the weekly chart, what we are trying to hold, the pre-breakout range. All right, as you can see, that's what we are trading right now. The thing is that I don't like this failure to the upside, so I think we have to see at least half of that range, 880 on a weekly chart, fake, right? So it's not gonna be that one. Trying to see some kind of the fake like this, but here with the retest of the 50% of that range, and from here we might see the prices rising, going higher. If we are going to break below, then we are reopening levels down towards 800, 815, 800. And if we are going to break 800, then we might retest levels close to 730. So guys, that's it from me. We went through the metals monthly, weekly charts. Hopefully you will like it. Please like and subscribe. Stay safe, do your own research and homework. As usual, wish you great next trading day. See you around, take care, and goodbye.